So the College of Sciences is a new college, relatively speaking. It was formed in 2013 after many years of deliberation about what the College of Sciences should be. We have a huge number of really important cutting-edge research programs and teaching programs, and there's a lot of opportunity for donors to support those.
We are bringing together people from different disciplines. I really feel like that is a huge part of the future.
For some of these students, they wouldn't be here without the support that philanthropy gives.
Our students can carry a very heavy debt load, and by having a scholarship, it enables them to not work an extra job. It enables them to study more, get done on time.
The specific relationship that I've been able to have with a scholarship student has been very rich for me in terms of just interacting with her, understanding what the world is like for her. It has made me a better mentor and employer to the people that I work with every day.
This campaign has been enormously successful for us. We received 65 new student scholarships.
The John and Delane Risley Scholarship has really opened a lot of opportunities for me that I would otherwise not have without this scholarship. It allows me to connect with people who I would not have met. It allows me to network and meet people who I would definitely like to work for in the future and do research under. It also gives me a lot of opportunities to do undergraduate research in the College of Sciences.
During the campaign, we also had a very large increase in the number of graduate students receiving scholarship or fellowship support. The graduate students may often have stipends, but it's not enough to cover their cost of living.
The main reason why I've chosen to give is because on the other side of it, I feel that the organization I'm giving to is receptive to my views and my assistance. What the campaign has shown everyone is that regardless of how much you have, how much you give, it can all make a difference in the lives of the students here at NC State.
The Thank and Do the Extraordinary campaign has been so critical to allowing many of our students and teachers to participate in so many of our programs that they wouldn't otherwise be able to. We see so many of our students that, for whatever reason, are turned off to science, or turned off to math, or think that they're not good at math. And what we try to do with all of our students is to change that mindset. If we're going to solve the problems in a fast-paced, rapidly changing global society, then we need to get our students excited about science. A lot of these kids couldn't attend our programs without philanthropy. Every dime, every dollar that's given to the Science House goes to either a student or goes to a teacher that makes a difference in their lives.
We had 6,500 donors to the campaign, and importantly, many of them were new donors. We had 35 endowed professorships at the beginning of the campaign, but now we have 50. Endowments for faculty are really important. What this does for faculty is it gives them the possibility of exploring areas that maybe their grants don't cover, and they can go into new things. And if they run into problems with their grant funding, they can use that money to help them keep their labs and research programs going. If somebody comes and they know they're being recruited for an endowed position, it makes it much easier for them to say yes to the offer. And then we can get the top people.
My research focuses on the developmental origins of adult disease. I was following these children while they were still in the womb to collect information and specimens from their mothers. And one thing I noticed at that time was there was a group of women that had really elevated levels of this chemical called cadmium. At some point, I realized they actually were very close. They were neighbors. And then when I went back to actually survey the neighborhood, I realized this was a very socioeconomically distressed neighborhood in Durham. And what I was able to show from that was that, in fact, this liver cancer was the highest in that particular neighborhood, where I had also found this cadmium. This is where my environmental justice work really started. So we're going to follow 16,000 people. Every 2 years, we're collecting information on environmental contaminants. It's going to be an enormous effort. What I have been able to do with the Goodnight Professorship that couldn't happen before was the ability to get these preliminary data that are required for these large grants.
People are always comparing how much endowment money they have. And this will bring our ratings up and our visibility up and make us a much more attractive place to come to as a professor or as a student. Our campaign goal was to reach $60 million, but we surpassed that by raising $71 million. Diversity lends itself to improving the culture of a place, but it also brings many different points of view. You want to do the best for your college or your place of work, and diversity is a key.
The ideal work and study environment in the College of Sciences is one in which every single person that's a part of our community feels welcome and included in the work. With donor support, we're able to scale up a lot of initiatives that might have started small. I was so excited to find out how much was raised for the DEI fund. That fund is so helpful in creating wonderful programs for students, faculty, and staff, and postdocs.
We're very lucky to be a place that is deemed exciting to be, and that's here at State. So the research enterprise at this college has grown enormously, and it's grown in its interdisciplinary nature. We are really excited about the Integrated Sciences building. It's going to give us an opportunity to have some really state-of-the-art labs. It makes our power to get top faculty strong because people are excited about this activity. It's going to be on North Campus near the rest of our science buildings. Everyone probably remembers the circular Harrelson Hall, and this building is going to be on that site. And we want the first floor to be, maybe have some exhibit space, make it friendly for the public, people walking through to get interested.
So the new Integrative Sciences building will be built out of a foundation of the Chemistry of Life program. It'll allow students to make chemicals in a chemistry lab and carry them across the hall to a biology lab to study them, and carry them down the hall even further to an imaging facility to explore the properties of these molecules. And it really will be a very special place, not just at NC State's campus, but really in the United States and world to do this kind of molecular science.
During my 5 years as dean, I've had the honor to work with donors who inspire me every day. As I look to my retirement, I know the college is in good hands and in a better place. You have demonstrated how to think and do the extraordinary with kindness, creativity, and great generosity. I will be cheering for you and for our future successes.
Go Pack!